Roger answered that during both of those careers, he started doing his own personal deep dive into health and nutrition for personal reasons and things. But as you might expect with the way his intellect works, the pharmaceutical route, Roger looked to nature, looked at the synergy when things are combined, the unique thing that comes from those combinations, and just took a completely different route. And he brought his learning, his experience, that great intellect, and his success, and brought it all here to MoreMito. He planted his flag here. He runs our company. He's our CEO, and we're blessed that that's the case. And we're also blessed that he partnered with a brilliant research scientist, a gentleman named Dr. Bevan Elliott. We call him the pride of Clemson. Dr. Bevan has not just created a product line for us. He created what's critically important, and that's the delivery system, a unique delivery system that allows our ingredients not just to get through your cell walls, but deeper through the walls of your mitochondria. We can actually increase your mitochondria back to a younger age, the amount you had when you were a kid. That is huge. You're going to understand why after this call tonight. It's also unique to us. We're the only product line that can do it. That means you don't run out of our products and go to Walmart and get anything like them. There is nothing like the UltraMito line. You only get them from this company, and people only get them from you. That's why we're on this call. And to hear more about all of this, I'm going to turn the call over now to our CEO, Roger Hill. Roger, are you there?
Good to be with you, Dale.
Hey, you are coming through strong and clear. Take it away.
All right. It's great to be with so many of you as well, joining us from wherever in the world you happen to be this evening. You know, on our health and wellness calls at MoreMito, it gives us a chance to address various pertinent health topics, things that are important to you. In recent weeks, we've talked about lots of things that had to do with your immune system. I think last week we talked about inflammation, aging, diet, things like that. This week we're talking about how not to die from heart attacks, cardiovascular issues, circulation problems, cholesterol, and more. But before we get into all of that, let me introduce you to us, especially if you're new, maybe you haven't been on very many of these calls. By now you might know that we're a nutraceutical company and that we're noted for making some profoundly effective products for people and their pets. That's because of a very special scientist, Dr. Bevan Elliott, created. He's been my partner since 2015. I think he's actually pioneering a new way to make all of us healthier. Here's how he wants to do it. He wants to increase the amount of energy that your cells produce. Why do you want to do that? Well, because everything takes energy, right? And our bodies are no exception, right? Everybody starts out with a lot of energy. You're a kid, you remember then you had all that energy, you hardly knew what to do with it. But as you know, later in life, not so much. Why is that? That's because of the loss of something called mitochondria. That would be that part of your cell that produces the energy that your body runs on. How important is that? Well, let's just say it this way. If all of them were to stop right now, everything in your body would stop right now, and you would die. Let's start that for letting you know how serious what we're talking about is tonight. Okay. So what Dr. Elliott wanted to do, though, was he wanted to grow them back. Why was that necessary? Because you go through life for a lot of reasons. For example, diseases that you encounter, like that, as well as medications that are prescribed for these diseases. In addition to trying to make you well, many of them also kill off mitochondria. How about your strength and stamina? You know, like by the time you're 80 or 90, you've lost a lot of that because you've lost a lot of mitochondria. Half of it probably by the time you're 50, on your way to 5 or 10%. So how can you be as strong? Okay, how can you see as well? All right, how can you maintain your body systems? You know, your blood pressure, your blood sugar. Is your weight more difficult to maintain than it used to be? All right, and your immune system. How can it protect you as well as it did when you had a lot more energy for it to use to protect you with, right? I mean, you can see that, right? That in the way vision has changed. Now, if I can go back to that, right? Are you experiencing some night vision issues? Can you have trouble reading fine print? That kind of goes along with where your brain has been working, right? Are you as sharp? Can you remember things as well? If you're not, chances are it's got to do with the loss of mitochondria. So what Dr. Elliott wants to do about that? Well, what he did was he analyzed those signals that your body used to send that were very strong, telling your mitochondria to grow and maintain themselves. They've gotten weaker, right? He's found substitutes for them in nature that have been shown to actually increase the amount of mitochondria you have. So why doesn't that completely solve the problem? Because they're relatively weak. He had to come out with a new technology. It's called XDS, that stands for Exponential Delivery System, to make those signals stronger. That technology reorganizes the molecules of all the ingredients that are in our products. So they don't just get in your bloodstream. They got to get all the way into your mitochondria. That's where the real magic can happen. We talk about it on all of our calls. We're going to do it again tonight. That technology, by the way, is in our product line. That product line is called UltraMito, as in Ultra Mitochondria. And that's what they're going to come back and talk to you about. Yeah.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everybody, the first product I want to mention is called Rejuvenate. It's our topical cream. It's for your skin from head to toe. We even put it in your hair, massage it into your scalp, and it's for anything that disturbs your skin. That could be a scratch, a scrape, a cut, a bump, a mole, a blemish, anything that disturbs your skin. And it works the way it does because it doesn't just sit on your skin. It soaks through your skin, soaks down to the bone, and that means it helps your ligaments and your tendons, your muscles and your joints. And I mean your back joints, your knee joints, your hands. And if you or anybody you know has a condition in your hands or your feet that can start as tingling and become incredibly severe, you're going to find that Rejuvenate becomes your go-to product for everything I just mentioned and more. Listen to the testimonials in the back office. They are astounding and very, very informative. Next, I want to talk about Restore 3.0. It's our first third-generation product. And Dr. Bevan has truly created something incredible using a base of two ancient superfoods, olive oil with olive leaf and black seed. They've both been used for thousands of years because of the benefits they provide to the human condition. They mention olive oil in the Bible. They found black seed when they opened King Tut's tomb. But Dr. Bevan has taken several elements and uses them in a unique and special way. As an example, with olive oil, he uses several elements to tune up and detoxify your cells while increasing your mitochondria. Now, that is the unique thing. That's what sets us apart. That's our name, MoreMito, short for mitochondria. Dr. Bevan found, as others have, that you've been losing mitochondria your entire life. And when we can restore it back to an age when you were younger, guess what? Your body starts to work the way it used to, the way it's supposed to work. The way it did before life and the environment started tearing your body down. And he uses black seed, but he uses that to increase your energy, cellular energy. It's steady, it's strong. There's no jitters. It's not like a hit of caffeine or sugar where you get a big high followed by a deep valley crash. Cellular energy is steady, and that means you can start and complete a task without a need to sit and rest. You can jump in and do something strenuous, like a long bike ride, and experience a very short recovery time, as well as the disappearance of your brain fog. You get to live life again to its fullest on your terms, without a need to sit on the couch and watch it all pass you by. And I've only mentioned 2 of the 44 ingredients Dr. Bevan has used to create Restore 3.0. Now, the blending is critical. Dr. Bevan will tell you, if you take a handful of vitamins, you'd be lucky if a third of that handful isn't a complete waste, overpowered and canceled out by other things in that handful of vitamins. They have to be in the proper proportions. They have to be blended properly. And then, of course, the most important thing is XDS that lets your body use them like nothing it's ever used before. So understand, this is not simply throwing a bunch of ingredients in a pot, stirring it up, and pouring that into a bottle. It takes 8 weeks to make a bottle of Restore. It's like making wine. So tremendously powerful and unique product. Next, some of the things Dr. Bevan needs us to have to increase our mitochondria back to the age when we were kids can't be delivered in a liquid base. They have to be delivered dry. So he created Renew Brain and Body. They're small capsules with the additional ingredients to increase your mitochondria. So a triad of products, and all with the same purpose: bring you back, your levels back to the age when you were a kid. Multiple things start happening in your body when it combines with you combine your DNA with our products. You're going to hear about that on this call. But one more important thing. Some of the most important members in our family are the pets that we own. The most viewed videos on the internet are pet videos. We love them to death, and they can suffer greatly. If you've seen a dog that is hobbled, acts like it can hardly walk, can't make it up and down the stairs without being in pain, and if you've got a cat that's laying around hacking up fur balls, look, pets are close to all the bad things in the environment, the chemicals on the rugs when we clean it, the things on the lawn to make it grow, and they suffer from allergies just like we do. If you want to bring a dog quickly back to puppy stage, if you want to bring a cat back to kitten stage and restore them, then restore their mitochondria. Petlife does that. So 4 products: Rejuvenate, Restore 3.0, Renew Brain and Body, and Petlife. There is nothing like what these products can do and how they work. To hear more about that, I'm going to turn it all back over to you. Roger, take it away.
Thank you, Dale. All right, our topic once again: how not to die from heart attacks, cardiovascular issues, circulation problems, cholesterol, and more. That's what Dr. Dan and I have been talking about this week. You know him as a regular on our call. He's out of Oklahoma City, where he's done radio for decades, now doing podcasts. So Dr. Dan, this is a critical subject, and it is related to the inflammatory process that damages mitochondria. You took us into that on Saturday. Talk to us about it again and kind of highlight how important it is for us to maintain some decent exercise and what signals this sends that can help us with this issue.
Okay, Roger. Now, every one of us have been touched by someone dying of a heart attack. My mom died of a heart attack, and my dad died of congestive heart failure, which is a weak muscle. Just like your biceps getting weak, your heart muscle can get weak. If you have a healthy heart, you have about 5,000 mitochondria in each muscle fiber that makes up your heart. So it's very dense in the heart. Now, exercise does a number of different things for us. It helps detoxify the body. It puts demand on the heart, so the heart strengthens. So just like if you do curls or bench press or whatever, you strengthen your chest when you do bench press. You strengthen your biceps when you do curls. If you're doing it under good resistance, well, when you do resistance training, or when you're walking or bicycling or whatever, you're putting a higher demand than sitting around on your butt all day. By putting the demand on, the heart responds by creating more mitochondria to adapt to the demand being put on it. So it takes consistency. If you just do it once, the heart's not going to overnight start putting more mitochondria in there. But if you're doing that 3 or 4 times a week or more, then the heart says, I have to be stronger. There's something about my environment that needs more blood flow. So it responds that way. Now, there's a direct relationship between a low level of mitochondria and a dying mitochondria and inflammation. The analogy I want to give you always hear about a feedback loop. Think about it this way. When mitochondria is dying, and when you have a low level in there, it creates inflammation, like having a train that goes in a circle. Like when I was a little kid, we had a train track down in the basement, and you run it around in a circle. It goes out. Now, when it creates inflammation, it can create inflammation out into the body, into the other cells, into the other organs of the body. But the same regard, the lack of exercise, the lack of eating right, eating too much seed oils, I went over there Saturday, too much sugar and starch, processed food with all these additives, smoking, all these different things that people do to themselves, feeds back to the mitochondria, killing the more mitochondria, in turn creating inflammation. So what do you do about it? Well, the train track comes back. If you pick up nutrients that feed the mitochondria, then you increase the mitochondria the mitochondria you have healthier, more energetic. That brings down the inflammation. So it's a simple little analogy, but it's a very accurate one, actually, in the feedback loop. You can create inflammation from the outside affecting the mitochondria, and the mitochondria can create inflammation going out. But if you break that loop by feeding it, then everything gets healthier. And so it's very important to know how to eat. That's what we cover on Saturday. And a lot of misconceptions out there. There's a book called Fats That Heal and Fats That Kill. Certain fats are very inflammatory. Certain fats are extremely healthy for you. A non-fat diet is we got rid of that concept, hopefully, 20 years ago. When I first started radio, they still believed that. They thought I was a little crazy saying, no, that's not right. There are fats you want to avoid like the plague because they are a plague. But so is sugar. When sugar first started entering into our society, it started creating all these people dying of heart attacks at a very prevalent level. It became like a plague, and it is. Don't forget, starch. A lot of starches out there become sugar in 20 minutes in your body. I'll get back to you, Roger.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Dan. We'll bring you back later. So on Saturday, as we went into this topic, you heard from various people who have various issues having to do with their heart. So we're going to go through that a little bit right now. And I want to remind you that we don't make any attempt to diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases. We really feel like we have a higher concept. What we want to do is regrow your mitochondria, right? And give your body back that energy like it used to have so it can fix yourself in a way that just wasn't possible. In fact, it would appear in some of these instances that some people are repairing themselves in ways that they never could do before, okay? Including some health conditions having to do with their heart that were deemed incurable, okay? I want you to benefit from the conversation we had with Elder Stewart. The doctor was telling him about this heart murmur he had that went away, for which they had no other way to address.
Well, when I talked to you the first time, what did you tell me were your health concerns then?
When it came down to my heart murmur back in the year of 2022, and that's when I started using that MoreMito for the first time, and I was using it for a pretty good while. And when I went back, so I went back to my doctor for a checkup, and then he didn't discover no heart murmur in me, none ever, and everything looking real fine. But then shortly after that, you know, the mistake that I made was when I started back to smoking that reefer again, and then throughout the last couple of months or so, and then my body started acting up again, and when I went back to the doctor, and then they told me that heart murmur came back on me, and then after that, I had to leave that reefer alone, and I didn't take it again.
You told me the last time that when you got on it, you tried the reefer, but you didn't like the reefer.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so since you got on Restore, have you been back to get a check on the heart murmur?
Yeah, and they told me that they don't discover that there knows no heart murmur, but they discovered just a funny heart beat here and there, but they told me that it's really not to worry about.
All right, so let me see if I got this straight. You had heart murmurs, and you had, you had the reefer that you would prefer taking.
Mm-hmm.
But once you got on Restore and everything, you didn't desire the reefer anymore, and the heart murmurs went away. Am I correct in that?
Yes, you are.
Okay, that's remarkable.
Mm-hmm. And I had no interest in reefer anymore.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
But I found out when it comes down to heart murmurs, they don't have medication for it. That's what I found out from my doctors.
So they don't have medication yet. You got on Mito, and your body was able to resolve the problem itself. It sounds like.
Yeah. And what my doctor told me, when it comes to a heart murmur, it has to heal by itself. But other than that, they don't have medications for it.
There you go.
So that was another reason what started me to taking that MoreMito.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard the fantastic results that people have gotten off of it since they started using it.
So I'm really happy about that. That kind of completes the story for me on the heart, because when we were talking about it before, you mentioned about the heart murmur, but now you've gone back again, they've tested you again, and you got confirmation that it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing you got to do is just stay on it. And the nice thing, it seems like the reefer wasn't good for your heart, and now you've been able to resolve that naturally, along with the chest wall pain away as well.
Yeah, so looks like MoreMito would be my best choice, and that's why I'm gonna always keep it around me. And I have a lot of trust in that product. I do.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure you get yours so you can have a lot of trust in it.
So Devin and I have been at this for going on 11 years. And I have to tell you, when we started this and we looked at it and said we want to help people mentally, physically, and emotionally, there were some things we expected. We expected people to be stronger, and as you heard the elder talk about, have an enhanced immune system. Here's what we didn't expect. We didn't expect that there would be this emotional intelligence where you just run your body better. Your body, that mind-body connection is so much better that things that weren't good for you, like that addiction that he had to reefer, would somehow magically go away. And further, it doesn't matter what it is, it seems, whether it's smoking or eating or opiates because you got in a car accident, prescribed opiates for you and you got hooked. That whole dimension there. But for you to be able to, again, do those things you know you need to do about any issue you have, whether it's high blood pressure that's causing you diabetes or whatever, was just a major, major revelation for us as we got feedback from folks like you all. Now, we should pay particular attention to the number of people who have heart issues because of high blood pressure. Okay, heart attacks is the number one killer, but what feeds it is blood sugar and blood pressure, right? These are a lot of strokes. The Register family, Francis and Lindsay, had that issue. Lindsay had a stroke. He was trying to recover from stroke. Like James Clark, we heard from on Saturday, who was bedridden for years, been having a stroke and whatnot. We learned that if we can regrow your mitochondria, your body can do amazing things to repair you. Let's benefit from our conversation with Francis and Lindsay, and then we'll unpack that. I've got the pleasure of talking to Lindsay Register. Lindsay, please tell me what your health concerns were before you were introduced to Mito. What was happening with you, Lindsay?
I have something called APIA.
How does it affect you?
My heart do not beat in right. Yeah, I had a cold.
Say that once more. You had a what?
Stroke. Yeah.
Okay. So, Lindsay, what caused you to have a stroke?
He has the A field, but he also, just before his stroke, he took his booster shots.
Yeah.
He don't know, he's thinking now that may have also hoped to push him over because he already had the A field.
Did he have high blood pressure?
Yes, he had high blood pressure
Tell me
too.
about that blood pressure. How high was it?
He's saying before he had the stroke, his blood pressure had already gone down. He already had started taking other medications and other health food stuff. But he's been on blood pressure pills, I think, for about right after we got married. He got on blood pressure pills. So it's been like over 50 years, and he's still taking blood pressure medication.
Doesn't stop you from having a stroke, though.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So, Francis, how debilitated was he from the stroke? How did the stroke leave him?
The stroke left him with the whole right side is like numb. He has feeling in it now, in his hand, but he can't use it. He's able to walk now. Now, the stroke left him where he couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, and he's still not able to use the hand. So that's the way it left him.
Okay. We may be experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties.
How long
Roger, I lost you.
There it
was he
goes.
like that before you introduced him to Mito?
2 years.
Almost 3 years.
3 years.
He had a history of high blood pressure, 50 years of it. He has a
Right.
stroke. It leaves him
Yeah.
partially paralyzed. It affects his voice, all of that. His mobility, I
Yeah.
assume, as well. Okay, now,
Exactly.
then you get on Mito. How long after being on Mito did you notice anything change at all?
After being on Mito, probably about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, he began to see differences. I began to see differences.
Tell me about it.
We could
2
understand him better. And
Speech
at
got
that
better.
time, he went back to his doctor, and she was able to notice that he could speak clearer. You know, that
Mhm.
where she could understand him better.
Hey, Joseph, thanks for
And
joining
he
us.
started walking better. We went back to therapy, went through that, but when he come out of therapy, he still was not able to walk like he's walking now. Since he's been on Mito, on the products, the Restore, the Rejuvenate, and the Renew, he's gotten to where he can not use his cane some. He'll walk, make a few steps now. Before, if he got up, you got to have the cane. Now he's able to get up out of his seat by himself. Before, we don't have to do that now. He can get up out of his seat, stand on his own, and start walking on his own. We don't have that to do anymore.
Mobility
He
has
has
gotten
come
better, guys.
a long way. And with his heart, he just went to the doctor about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And they told him that his cholesterol, all of his numbers, his numbers were great. At one point, they had told him he was borderline diabetic. So this time when he went back about 2 weeks ago, everything good. His heart is better than it has ever been. This is what they told him. The heart is better, and he's had this heart problem a long time. A long time.
How far back does that heart problem go?
2006.
He said 2006. I think he was in the hospital in 2006. That's when they found out that he had that heart problem. So evidently it was before then, but he found out in 2006.
20 years or more of heart damage, partial paralysis from the stroke, affecting his cognition, his voice, his balance, his mobility. 2 weeks on Mito, you notice it start to turn around. How is he doing today? When you look at him today versus how he was then, he couldn't do all those things. How does he look to you now?
Looking so much better. I mean, it's like night and day. Now he go outside 2 or 3 times a day, walking outside by himself. He'll walk down the street with he have his cane now, but he's walking down the street with the cane, and he's come back home, come on back in, and he's doing all this by himself. Open the screen door, step down the step, and go on out and walk. I'm telling you, just it's so much better, so much. I mean, before it was everything. Like I say, everything I had to do, but now I don't have to do it. Yeah, I don't have to do all that. So it's just a blessing.
A lot of
So
improvements
Lindsay,
after
how does
getting
it
on
feel,
Mito.
Lindsay, for you to have that kind of freedom for the first time in years?
Yeah, it feels good. It's great. I do so much better now.
We look forward to you doing even better. Thank you both for sharing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was awesome. He had a whole
Okay,
lot of
so,
improvements from his
You
strokes,
know, we
etc.
didn't cure heart failure. What we did was regrow mitochondria so his body can fix him and make that progress you heard him talk about, which, by the way, continues. All right, that
Regrowed it
is
with this.
the difference. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
The real breakthrough was Devin figuring out how to do that when nobody else had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody else just has to take it and give it time to do what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now, we talked about one that was biased towards high blood pressure. Let's talk about high blood sugar. And I played Steve Lowe before in other circumstances. It fits perfectly here. So Steve Lowe was a classic diabetic, double-digit A1C, fasting glucose like 350. I asked Dr. Dan what did that mean? He said had one word for it: deadly. He had his heart was measured at 25. And then when they measure your heart, they have something called ejection fraction. And every time your heart beats, it should pump out between 50 and 70% of the blood that's in it if it's normal. If it's below that, then you got heart failure. If you're between 20 and 30, they give you 5 years to live. And that is exactly where Steve was. That's why you hear him say right at the beginning.
5 years.
I'm talking to Steve Lowe. Tell me what your health is before
Congested heart failure, diabetes, and kidney failure.
you began using MoreMito.
Everything on my AC1s went from 10.1 down to 6.5 right away after about 120 days of it. My kidneys, which is a creatine, and I'm told I had congested heart failure. And when I went back into that, I'm back to normal now.
Tell me again what your A1C was. What was it before? What was it after?
It was 10.1.
Mm-hmm.
And I was real sick, and then I went down to 6.5 in 120 days.
120 days. Awesome. Now, what was the next thing that changed?
Well, my kidneys started working better. I could tell that, and they were feeling better.
Do you know what your kidney numbers were before?
Yeah, they were like 25. I'm like, way too high.
So your kidney function was down to 25.
Yeah.
What was it after?
It's up in the 40s, they said. Now it's going up.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, now, what was the next thing that changed, Steve?
When the cardiologist called me, he wanted to know what I was doing. Because my fraction rate went from 25 to 50.
Over what period of time did that happen?
I'm a member of Kevin's team. He told me I had to stay on it for at least 120 days, let that blood interact and get right. And boy, it's right. Well, that time, you know, it worked.
All right, King Kevin. Let's go back to the diabetes now. What type of diabetes did you have?
Well, I started out with type 2, and then they switched me to type 1. Then I had to start taking shots 3 times a day. I didn't like. And they were quite wicked, what it did to my body. My body did not like it. And now I don't, now actually I've quit doing Lantus long lasting, because if I do it, I wake up with sugar lows at 3-4 in the morning. And then last week the EMTs had to come because I was so low, they thought I was going into a coma, and I was really sick from it. So I just found out that, getting that mitochondria up and running, the body straightens itself out, homeostasis-wise, and gets everything working right. The kidneys, the heart, probably the liver, the thyroid.
Now, you take your fasting glucose morning.
I've got a Dextron thing, so it tells me all day long what it does. It's one of them electronic devices.
Yeah.
I can look at it 100 times a day without poking my finger, and it'll tell me.
Okay, what does it tend to be in the morning?
Lately, since I've been on the MoreMito, about 115.
Okay, and it was what before?
350.
350?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
350 down to 115.
Oh,
It's a major change.
Boy, you can feel it just in your body. I mean, it's just not a good feeling.
Okay.
Let me talk to the relatively new people who have not been on very many of these calls. You know, we don't have this condition-specific approach here, right? I like to say we don't do conditions, we do mitochondria.
Mm-hmm.
It's critically important in situations like this where he has all this systemic damage from rampant inflammation. He had heart failure, he had kidney failure. And if you would have listened to part 3 of it, you hear him talk about how his sense of taste changed. His smell was more acute, sense of smell. His vision got better. He lost weight. His mental acuity. Why is that when we only have one set of products? Why don't we have half a dozen, right? We didn't need it. If you, in fact, really regrow your mitochondria, not talk about it, not run ads about it, not hype people about it, but if you can really do it, then that's what your body is able to do, okay? Manage that inflammation better, right? It's what your body can do when you nourish it properly. Regrow those mitochondria, right? Lower your risk of worse consequences like cancer, for example. He is with diabetes, insulin standing resistance is that much longer. Some of you on this call right now are just like that, right? That insulin is also a growth hormone. Guess what it does in the presence of that inflammation? It encourages cancer to grow too. Okay, so reverse all that thing, all that process. Rebuild mitochondria. Now you got more energy producing capacity, taking the extra blood sugar out. You know, managing the metabolism of fats and everything better. Okay, and you just got a whole healthier situation all the way around. I don't know any other way you can arrive at that result. Certainly, the medications he was on wasn't going to get him there. Okay, that's why the doctor was so shocked and surprised. Now,
Did y'all hear that? The doctors were
I
so
want you to
shocked
listen to
with
Diane
his
Howard
progress.
because this is closer to where you are. You go to the doctor, you get your checkup, and they kind of watch these physicians and say, I got to watch it. But you've got an underlying inflammatory condition that you might have acquired sometime before. It's not fully resolved. You don't feel this. That's why they say things like high blood pressure is a silent killer, because you don't feel that damage.
Mm-hmm.
But when you restore your mitochondria and allow your body to repair it, it is measurable. It is absolutely measurable.
This is how you restore it.
Well, let's listen to Diane and see what her doctor measures hers as.
Restore your
I'm speaking with
mitochondria
Diane
with
Haugen
the
and
MoreMito
Evelyn
products.
Wentworth. Diane, I got a recent text from you, and I'll just read the last couple lines of it. It says, thanks to my 2.5 years on Restore twice a day, my doctor could not believe that my blood work showed no inflammation in my body. He's now taking Restore. Okay. So give me the backstory on that.
Okay. About 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I went to him, Dr. Robles, and he's sort of an alternative doctor, medical doctor. And he has these amazing tests to test the cardiovascular system. And then he does extensive blood tests to test your hormones and your inflammation and thyroid and everything. The first test before I started taking MoreMito was not very good. And he was showing, that my cardiovascular system, which was pretty bad.
Before she got on this.
I had gone there for my bad knee. And so he always takes this cardiovascular test on everybody too. So I didn't go there for a couple of years because my knee was pretty good. After I started taking the MoreMito, his procedure worked fairly good, but my knee still hurt. So I started taking the MoreMito Restore, and after it took about 6 or 8 months, and all of a sudden I noticed, I don't have any pain in my knee anymore, and my knee feels really good, feels perfect. The MoreMito really fixed it thoroughly. So anyway, after 2.5 years, I went back to him because I picked up the end of my couch and I ruptured a disc in my back. So then he did that test again, the cardiovascular test again, and he said, wow, what are you doing? I said, why?
he says, because your cardiovascular system has improved greatly. And so I took out my Restore and I showed him, and he looked at the ingredients and he was amazed. So he's also working on, he also works on people's hormones. So he gave me an extensive blood test. And in the meantime, he liked the ingredients and everything on the MoreMito. He thought it was wonderful. Anyway, so he said, "Oh, look at your inflammation." He said, "You don't have any inflammation in your body." I said, "Well, you know what that's from?" He says, "You're MoreMito, I guess, huh?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, I guess you better start taking it." He said, "Yeah, I guess I better." So he started taking it.
So did y'all hear that?
Anyway,
Now her
really
doctor
amazing.
takes
I was
the
really happy.
product.
The rest of my blood tests, my cholesterol is the lowest it's ever been for probably 20 years. Anyway, everything else was pretty good.
I was about to ask you what else had changed. So the cholesterol was better. You're probably feeling pretty good. Can you tell a difference in how you felt before versus now?
Oh, absolutely. Tremendously feel much better. I feel much younger and more energy and more ambitious.
So more ambitious. That sounds like emotional intelligence is higher.
Yeah, overall, everything is a lot better. And I was really happy about the inflammation because that pretty much controls everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it influences everything for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Was that not
Okay.
awesome?
Decide
From her
if you
doctor
would like
seeing
to
her
get
results.
better
Now her
checkups,
doctor's taking
and
the
that's when you
product.
go to your doctor. Okay. And if your decision is in the affirmative, yes, you do. Consider what you've been hearing tonight. Okay. That it actually is possible to give your body the means nutritionally, right, for it to fix itself so amazingly that your doctors are amazed. And in some cases, they want to join you. Okay? How cool is that? Dale, I think that's pretty cool. What do you think?
That's awesome.
Dale was muted. He's thinking slow tonight.
No, I'm here. I'm astounded. I'm shocked into silence. It is great. When we win over a doctor, that's right. You win over a doctor, you've done something. Yeah. That is astounding.
That's awesome.
Now, I want to come back. I want to come back to this. What you can do about it.
Somebody says, I'm 41, had a stroke on the 12th. The motor sensory in the right hand is off. A friend told him about this product, and they said, thanks for allowing me to participate. That is awesome. As y'all can see, we get all type of testimonials.
I started really digging into diet and how it could affect things. And you pair this up with the fact that when you use our technology, it activates a lot of the same pathways that exercise does. So it's like exercise and above, right? It also mimics fasting, right? When you fast, your body kind of cleans house. It's called mitophagy and autophagy, where your cells and your mitochondria, you can dispose of weak ones and make strong ones and that kind of thing. Does that. But if you will exercise something like Dr. Dan was talking about earlier, and you will eat in a anti-inflammatory way, because what's been happening is with the processed foods, all that us responding to all the advertising we've been bombarded with, our lifestyle and that kind of thing, we just have this ongoing inflammation in our diet, and it creates a kind of a fertile ground for diseases and conditions to start. So if you check that out, scientists study 83 foods, spices, some of, and they were looking at this. What can you do to repair blood vessels, increase blood flow, clean out cholesterol, things like that, which is part of our topic tonight, right? What can you do to do that? And they found all these things, and they found if you put your oatmeal in a particular way, right, that it will perform much better than the stuff you buy from the health food store. And you got some of the stuff in your kitchen already. So check that out. It's on a new section under People Health Products. You know, you navigate to the back office. You'll see where it says Share MoreMito Info. You choose People, And then there's a new category for recipes and diet tips. We got Dr. Joy's recipes in there. We've got that magic oatmeal in there. Dr. Joy did some nitric oxide beet smoothies, great for blood pressure. Beet pear slaw recipe you wanted is back there waiting on you. The whole magic oatmeal thing. And what I've given you in the magic oatmeal is the doctors, the MDs, right, who did these studies and are presenting this to you, explaining how and why you put this together. Okay. So please check that out if you share this concern, because if you will do your part with respect to exercise and diet, in addition to using our technology to regrow your mitochondria, then you've got the best of all worlds, right? You ate your way into these issues. We want to help you eat your way out while we help you with your mitochondria. Okay. Now let me kind of summarize what we've got here. Maybe you came late. Maybe you need to hear it again. We got a different approach over here at MoreMito, okay? What we want to do, once again, is regrow that mitochondria so your body can repair you in these ways it couldn't do before. Dr. Elliott had to create a new technology to get that done. It reorganized the molecules of all our ingredients on our products that I'll talk about in a minute. So they actually can do that. They actually start to restore, start to, like I said earlier, mimic exercise, mimic fasting, do all these kind of healthy things for you. And on top of that, make you more emotionally intelligent so you want to do that exercise, you want to eat better. That's such an amazing thing we didn't anticipate. All right, does all of that. And he put this technology in 3 products, 4 if we count the one for pets. First one's called Restore, and Restore is an oil-based product. It's got olive oil and black seed oil at its base. These are the best we can find in the world. You can't find this quality typically at your local grocery store. There's 44 ingredients added to that all together. Why we need 44? Because we want to touch every organ system you have. Your different organ systems have specific nutritional needs we want to respond to. Your gut, for example, the things that are for your gut, for your brain, for your heart, for your liver, you name it. And there are ingredients in that formulation that help you benefit. Part of those are regrowing mitochondria. Again, the rest are doing with all these organ systems. Then there is Renew, Brain and Body. It's a oil-based product. Water-soluble product. Why? Capsules. Because we can't get all the things we need to regrow your mitochondria in an oil form. We need some of them that come from water extractions. So we have that. Then there's that topical gel or cream called Rejuvenate. And it's amazing stuff. You can mix some of the ingredients. So you can take those 44 ingredients you got in the store, put some of it, maybe a teaspoon or more, into the jar of Rejuvenate, shake it up, and apply it. Now you've got all of them being carried through the skin because Rejuvenate is designed to be transdermal and carry nutrition through the skin, right? And it can affect things that have to do with your skin, bump, scratch, mole. You got a scar you have for a decade or two. You get tired of it, want it to go away. Just repeatedly put this stuff on it and watch it fade, okay? Do that. And basically anything that affects your hair, scalp, skin, head to toe, face to feet, right? But it also penetrates to the bone. So if you've got those achy issues, kind of hurting in your joints and whatnot, giving your body the nutrition it needs to manage the inflammation, which is going to help you get rid of that pain. Boy, this could become a godsend for you. So highly recommend it. We put them together in bundles. Dale brought that concept with him from Procter & Gamble because we want you to be able to get all these products. Somebody just called me and asked me, which one do you use? I'm going to give you the answer right now, all of them. That's why we put them in a bundle. You need all these different ways to bring back your mitochondria. And then we save you money on top of that, okay? So that's and with that, Dale Bonet with the commercial.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everybody, you get these incredible products at MoreMito.com, MoreMito.com, then a / type in your username and hit enter. You're going to be at your website. Now, you know it's your site because your name is at the top of the page. So is your phone number, so is your email, even your WhatsApp number if you put that in. And that's where you send people after you initially tell them what you've heard, what you've experienced, what you've learned on these phone calls. That's where you send them to learn more. They can read about the ingredients. They can read the whole list of ingredients. They can read about XDS technology, why it does what it does, when best to use the products, and how to use them. But most important, and you know what, they can also listen to a selection of testimonials. But I was about to say, most important, they purchase from you. They can't buy from the company. They buy from you on your website. And, you know, there's one more additional thing they can do. They can join you. Top right of your website is the word join. Look, we've created a one-of-a-kind product line. There's nothing like what these products can do. There's no competition. It's not, should I use MoreMito or this other stuff? There is no other stuff that does what we do. Well, guess what? We've created a one-of-a-kind company to support it. There's no cost to join MoreMito. We don't charge you to tell other people about us. We think that's nuts and not even ethical. We don't pay you to be here monthly. That website I just described, that's free. We don't charge you for that. And we don't force you to be on auto ship. We don't force you to, there's no purpose to buy a bunch of product and move up the ladder. We don't do things that way. And we just work on logic and good practices. Look, we hope you decide to participate in our compensation plan because it's unique as well. We don't pay once a month or once a week or even once a day. Once you're a verified member with us, that means we check your email and your phone to make sure you're legitimate. You're going to get paid every time somebody makes a purchase. That money shows up in your back office one of two ways, and you take it and use it right away. If you join us as a referring customer, then you get Mito Cash. It's internal money. Use it to buy your product. Use it to pay your shipping and your taxes. Use it to send to other people to help them out. And if you're outside the U.S., it's a tremendous way to buy products without a need to worry about currency exchange rates. So Mito Cash is wonderful, but you can upgrade also. No charge for that. You can upgrade to a paid rep. Now you're getting cash. Send it through the ACH system to your bank. We've got a unique ACH, extremely powerful through Stripe connectivity. You can send money to a bank outside the U.S. Nobody lets you do that. You can do it here. You can also send it to your PayPal account, to your Venmo card. Look, we think it's important to know that once you've told somebody and they start a health journey, we reward you for doing that. You are our advertising. You're the way our message gets out. So stop and think about this. We've created a one-of-a-kind product line. Nothing does what the MoreMito line does. Multiple things for each person. We created a one-of-a-kind company to support it. In addition to everything we provide to you, all the tools you need, and by tools, listen, go in, check with your mentor, go into the back office, look at the new marketing tool we gave you. It is astounding. Send testimonials, send this call as a replay, send it to people, and you'll know when they view it and how much of it they view. We've given you control like you've never had before, and we've got a support staff to help you. Call the number at the bottom of your website, the bottom right is a phone number. It's answered 6 days a week. If you call and don't get a human, they're all talking to people. Leave a message. We call you back. Nobody does that in this day and age. So again, a one-of-a-kind product, nothing else is like it. You're unique in the marketplace. A one-of-a-kind company to support you. We've done everything we can do. There's one thing we can't do. We can't tell the people you know and you interact with about these products. That's up to you. So let them know it's here. You don't need to force them into a yes or grab them in a headlock and take their head to the table. Just tell them it's here, and their health lives and the people they love can have a better living situation if they utilize these products. We're going to change their bank books too. So Roger, if I left anything out, let me know. I'm going to turn this back to you.
That customer service number is 509-593-3300. It's 509-593-3300.
You'll be able to, but you won't have to.
Yeah, no headlocks required. Okay. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, there are two opportunities here. The first one, as Dale was saying, is pretty straightforward. Give the technology a try. Put it together with your DNA. Find out how what we've been talking about applies to you. Okay, and then hopefully come back and share your stories like you've heard others do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've got a particular health concern, or maybe you just want to be as healthy as you can possibly be. Either way, restoring your mitochondria, we are confident can have a major role in that.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is more people need to hear what you've been hearing. We've got very special technology that the world needs to hear about. And maybe you just want to participate with us compensation-wise because you want to make your product more affordable, or you want to be able to buy more product from your friends. I had a young man call me today. I had gone to the Lowe's to get some flooring and whatnot, and he was amazed that I was so relaxed when all kinds of stuff was going on. It would have annoyed the average customer. I wasn't because, emotional intelligence, right? He called me back tonight, Dale. His father, he's from the Caribbean. His father got cancer now. They want to know how we can help.
Oh, my God.
Right, so there's people like that everywhere, your family and folks that you meet, they just need to know about this technology. That's why it's so important for to create this risk-free opportunity, compensate you like no one else has, right? And give you an opportunity to address some issues that you may have. Like I said, maybe you want to just pay for your product or help a few people, or maybe you got a bill or two you want to pay, or maybe you want to become cash flow independent. What better way to do it than to help people where you've been hearing us talk about people on this call who got help, okay? In any case, if any of that appeals to you, by all means, affiliate with us. Let's see what we can do together, okay? We got a mission here. All right, so star five on this phone. We're gonna get to these. We're gonna get these hands now. If you got your hand up, we'll be with you.
And I want to say thanks to
five.
everybody that's continuing to watch. Looks like Facebook Live is pretty clear, but my other two platforms, for some reason, we're having a few technical issues. So those of y'all that are staying on and watching, or if you're just listening to it because it's not as clear as it on it, we really appreciate that. We know that you're serious about your health.
Any medical, any health or nutrition question, this is the chance you can have it answered by our experts. And some tremendous things are learned during these sessions. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so how about Cornwall Osborne in Florida?
All right. Cornwall, I've unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Rosalind Hill, and I'm from Florida. Well, I've spoken before about my mom who was admitted for low sodium for her heart. And during that time, I was introduced to your product by my aunt. And she keep encouraging me that she heard a lot about it and to keep using it on my mom, knowing that she was not able to take the capsules because of her health, but I could rub the cream, the ointment on her, which I did continuously. And the after result, my mom is doing wonderful. After 2 months of being admitted, she had heart failure during her visit there, and she was intubated. She came out of that, and she is like a little Energizer bunny, and she was just on her feet almost like 2 weeks later after being home. But anyway, my question today, though, I've used the product myself. I've used it for headaches on my granddaughter. It helps her. She has little constipation issues. It helped her. It helps my mom. It helped me. If you have mucus issues on the lungs, sinus issues, I find that it helped. It helped in so many ways. But my question today, my daughter-in-law has a daughter, a little 6-year-old daughter who suffers with seizures. So she is very scared to use the product because so far she's not confident that there's research being done on how use it safely on children. That's what she says. So what do you have to say about that?
We have helped lots and lots of children, you know, with
I've used
all
it
kinds
on
of
all of my
conditions.
grandchildren. I have 7 grandchildren.
Contrary to what we might have thought, really does benefit children. You know, the children have a lot of mitochondria, but for some reason, this technology works in a way that helps them improve their health. And specifically, as far as seizures is concerned, we have had people report that, well, I think there was a lady she would have seizures almost every day when she came to us. And after being on a technology, growing the mitochondria and whatnot, those seizures have become few and far between. So there's every reason, in my view, to encourage someone to give it a try who has that concern.
Remember, this is a food. This is not a medication.
So she has
These are all natural
reason
products.
to fear that there is going to be any issues developing, or from her daughter taking meds or anything that should.
I mean, none that we're aware of. I mean, it's always possible that someone might be allergic to an ingredient we have in there. There's no accounting for something like that, but there's no, you know, standard reason for them not to. I was searching up seizures. I'm looking at 3 people right now who had seizures that I've interviewed that had results. That's all we do. You know, we can just say, here's what other people with a similar situation, we're growing the mitochondrial experience. You just got to try it and see, you know, how it works for you. But it's been pretty consistent so far.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Because her fear is that her daughter may have a seizure attack, you know, because of taking it.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing that provokes seizures. I mean, this is actually food. There's some, yeah, it has some high-tech process applied to it for a couple of months, you know, to make it get in your cells and into your mitochondria better. But basically, it's food. So it's so safe. I call it a high-tech salad dressing.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. I like that.
I've given it to my grandkids as young as being a couple
I
of weeks old.
personally love the
Actually,
product,
Casey might have been just a week old when I gave it to him.
You know,
he was
like
gassy.
I said before, every home should have this in their medicine cabinet. It's good for every single thing that I can think of. You know, just experiment with it and see what it does and have your own testimonial. That's all I'm telling people.
It should be in every household. Yes, she's correct.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Rosalind. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We got an unknown caller in San Francisco. I wonder if that's Bea coming through San Francisco from you.
It sure could be. Unknown caller, I have unmuted you. Hello, Pete
from England. Hello, Pete from England. Hello. I got two questions, 2 things.
Okay.
One is
he is from England.
My bunion hurt me on the left foot, and I put yet again Rejuvenate on my neck, and it's really working well. It's like when I had toothache, and it went when I had headache. It went, and so somebody suggested there's something called a vagus nerve, which goes through the whole body, which controls our health. Is that true? Vagus nerve?
Yeah, it goes all the way through down into your gut and whatnot.
Okay. Secondly, is yesterday I had my blood pressure tested again. I haven't got a machine yet, and it came in 115/67. And the lady said at the shop it's a bit low, 67. So she said, well, do it for the next 3 weeks, checking it out what it is, because the doctor said I can stop the tablets. I don't need any more blood pressure tablets. She said, but
yeah.
Y'all hear that? Doctor says he doesn't need
once
any
you
more blood pressure medicine.
And start managing that blood pressure, the doctor is well advised to, back off on the medication.
Because he
My
got on
blood
the
pressure
product,
for the
y'all,
last
built
couple
that
of days averaged
mitochondria
about
up.
100 over 60,
Mm-hmm.
09, for example. I mean, that hibiscus, magic hibiscus tea and oatmeal and doing all this stuff is just give me some amazing cardiovascular health. So yeah, this works.
Actually, the reason I am on here is because of Shirley from Texas. She's an amazing lady.
Yes, she is.
Yes, he is.
All right.
She's originally
Thank
from
you,
England.
Yeah.
He's from England. She's originally from English. Miss Shirley
in so
is.
many ways. Thank you. And I'm going to do a 10-kilometer, 6-mile walk, run for a charity as well at my age.
All right.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, he
In a
mentioned
month's
that he had
time.
used
All
it
right, thank
for a
you.
toothache as
Thank
well.
you for that.
So yesterday I got up and my tooth was bothering me some. So of course I've been putting the Rejuvenate, which has some of the Restore Oil mixed in it, on my tooth. I also started experiencing the night before, all of a sudden my shoulder was bothering me. I think I moved something I shouldn't have been moving. And so I woke in quite a bit of pain yesterday. And so I used the Rejuvenate, which has the Restore Oil mixed in it. I used it probably about 6-7 times yesterday. Even had a friend that rubbed it on as well. And the main pain is gone. So when I move it, I don't feel it unless I move it. When I move it, I feel just a little bit right off in here. Y'all, it's awesome.
I have some medical complications, and I know that my energy was the lowest, but it's getting better now since I started using the product 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, great to hear that.
I have more energy.
Another improvement within 2 weeks of using the products, God.
Letting you know one glance, everything improves because I'm, monitoring my changes.
Yeah. Our energy production mechanisms have been degraded or broken. Okay, and the formulation is addressing, making your mitochondria more efficient, making your oxygen utilization more efficient, making your body more flexible as the way it uses food, right? Getting, for example, your fat metabolism. That's why a lot of people lose weight, is because they're able to burn more fat, do it more efficiently than they did before. So,
I have to know that.
Yeah.
But before, when I just was in the house, my energy was just so low that I would have to sit down. But it's getting a little better. Even when I walk, I noticed today when I was out and I was walking, I was noticing that my energy is improving a lot. I don't get out of breath so much. But I'm doing some things that I know I need to stop doing also. I got to get out more and exercise more. There's a few things I know I need to change. So slowly I will, but I'm noticing by me taking the product, it has a difference without me doing a lot of extra stuff that I need to do. So let's share that.
All right. Dr. Joy.
Dr. Joy, I unmuted you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, Dr. Joy.
Hello. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So are we talking about the magical oatmeal? Are we talking about the magic? And it's about everybody should go all their ingredients for that oatmeal, hibiscus tea, and health, like your cholesterol, strokes, and blood pressure. And so now, how could we not be concerned when Roger Hill himself had that 100 over 69 high blood pressure? I know you're jealous of that. So you've got to start your day with that magical hibiscus tea. And here's how you can do it, okay? You're going to make this tea.
Write it
and
down.
You're going to make it.
Or type it in your computers.
Like you would make a cup of coffee where it's got some of that gourmet creamer, or it at least seems like that's what you have. But so I'm going to give you the ingredients. I'm going to give you some good.
It's also going to be in your back office if you already have your free customer website.
And so you're going to steep your hibiscus flowers in water, about, let's say, enough for
pint or up to a quart, okay, 3 tablespoons of the fluid, and you're going to let them steep for 5 minutes. You're never going to let them boil because that makes it bitter, okay? And then you're going to add some coconut oil right on top. And then on top of that oil, we're going to put in all the magical stuff. Like on top of the coconut oil, we're going to put in maybe an inch of fresh, fine grated ginger, or a teaspoon of the powder ginger, 1 teaspoon Ceylon cinnamon, and we'll tell you about that in a sec, 1/2 teaspoon of the turmeric powder with a 4th teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper so you can digest it well, and some collagen powder and bone broth, and please just a little honey to bring the taste just perfect, right? Now, and you get that, let that just sit right there, stir it in, and you could strain it if you did use the grated ginger, and you're going to have the best tea of your life. You're going to actually fall in love with something that's healthy. And so then let's look at what is the hibiscus doing. The hibiscus is lowering your top number, which is your systolic, which comes from food. You're eating the wrong foods. So the hibiscus is going to lower that, okay? But so then the bottom number to your blood pressure is your diastolic. That's coming from stress. And so that hibiscus is going to improve your cholesterol, lessen by reducing the bad cholesterol, and it's going to support your good cholesterol. That's what the hibiscus itself does for your cholesterol. Now, the cinnamon, the Ceylon cinnamon, it's going to help build the walls of your capillaries strong so you don't have things like aneurysms happening to you. Increase your circulation, reduce the blood pressure, and that's going to help with that pressure that be in your eyes as well. Ginger lowers cholesterol, it lowers high blood pressure, and it won't let your blood form clots, lessen those racing heartbeats, times that you're having those strokes, heart attacks, and you can always grate a little bit of ginger on your food. It just heightens the flavor, enhance that. So some exercise is critical for building your mitochondria. So that's why we put in that little collagen, and that makes your hibiscus tea creamy. So, but now you're out walking, and guess what? The knees aren't bothering you anymore, okay? And so, hey, and that bone broth is going to help with those knees as well. Get out there, get moving. That's what it's all about. And enjoy a wonderful cup of hibiscus tea while you're getting your heart and that whole cardiovascular system in shape. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Joyce. How I start my day. Hibiscus tea in the morning.
Remember, if you already have your free customer website,
right? My morning starts about 1
the
meal a day.
ingredients for the tea, for the magic
Well,
oatmeal, all of that will be in your back office.
Okay.
Isn't that awesome?
How about Carol Williams in Nevada.
And also for the eye salad.
All right, Carol, I have unmuted you. Go ahead.
Hello, Roger.
Carol.
Hi. Well, I was recently in the hospital. Even though I have not been to a primary care doctor or had any kind of medical attention for about 20 years, I did have a lot of tests. I had a urinary tract infection, a very serious one. In fact, it took 2 of the hospital pain formulas to even begin to touch the kind of pain I was in. I tell people it was like having a baby, only there was no baby. It was a very serious, ferocious urinary tract infection. But it gave me an opportunity because I was in the hospital and they put me through a whole big, long series of tests. The kind of tests that would have told whether my blood pressure was wrong, blood sugar was wrong, heart, blood, everything they put me through so many tests. If they would have had anything to find out, I had a daughter sitting there in the same room who was analyzing, looking at all the stats that were coming up on her monitor. There was a ceiling monitor, evidently. I didn't see it, but she did. And if there would have been anything wrong that they could have found, they would have been hollering, like banshees. And my daughter would have been diagnosing me because she was sitting there like a vulture to diagnose me with anything the whole time I was there in her apartment. So what I have to say is, even though I was diagnosed by a medical doctor in my early 70s, I'm now in my late 80s. I'm 3 years from being 90.
87.
I have had the kind of condition that they would have sent me to chemotherapy instantly. I have spent the last 10 or so years maintaining a very average lifestyle, sometimes much better than average, because I've been out walking and jogging along the highway. I don't walk with a cane or a walker. I can carry a whole load full of stuff in my arms and not have to hang on to any wall or any chair to get me across the room. So I'm walking without a cane, without a walker, and this is my birthday month. I just turned 87. So what I'm
Happy
here
birthday.
to say is that the kind of lumps that I have in my back, in my lower back, in my middle spine, in my entire upper region of
I'm
my
going to answer
body,
your question shortly.
the kind of lumps that I have should have been acknowledged and paid attention to when they put me through all those tests. But I have been sipping the oil. I have gone through a couple of bottles of the oil, enough so that it negated anything that was going on there. I don't know how else to describe it. But so I don't have a doctor's report that I can tell you, but I have been in a hospital where they put me through so many tests that when I told Frank what they did, he said, "Well, that's your Restore. That's your cream, and that you've been using topically all over my breast tissue, all over my lower back." Now, I did just have a chance to go to my great grandbaby's 6th birthday party. I was from early morning till late at night, and I took 2 of the Renew capsules, which gave me that kind of energy, along with having had enough of the Restore and the formula in me for quite so many months now. I wasn't supposed to ever hear about this product. You know why, Roger. Dale knows why. I wasn't supposed to ever hear, but something changed. I was meant to hear about this product because it has saved my life. I know that at this moment, at this time, with what's going on in the lumps all over my whole body, from my early 70s until now, I have maintained an amazing lifestyle, and it's because of MoreMito.
Well, thank you for sharing that Carol. Amazing story. Got your vision working, all those good things happening. By all means, keep letting us know the good stuff. You're 87 going on 90.
Okay, so the question was asked, is it recommended to continue to take any prescriptions that doctors prescribe? Okay, we would never tell you not to take any medication that's prescribed by the doctor. Your doctor makes that decision, or you make the decision, right? I've had to make some of those decisions, but we're not going to tell you don't take your medication. Again, You know, a lot of times, as I heard on the call, doctors saw that your health changed, and like the person with the high blood pressure, and they took them off the medication. We've had several people that have come off medication. I was on 18 to 20 different medications. I'm not on any anymore. I don't go to my cardiologist. I don't go to my oncologist, and so on anymore. So you either go to your doctor or you make the decision, but we won't make that decision for you. But we will tell you to make sure you stay on the on our products, the MoreMito products. Take your whole bundle and continue building your mitochondria up. Okay. Great question.
Deb in Southfield, Michigan, the caller ID says.
All right, little Deb, I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
Hello from Michigan. Thank you for taking my call. I wanted to give you an update with Grandma Jean. She is doing better. She's back to walking. We're wanting to improve her short-term memory. She's eating well. She's going to physical therapy. That's from when she fell and broke her humerus and had to have surgery and pins put, screws in her shoulder arm area at 88 years young.
Wow.
So, yeah, she's got a lot of get up and go. What can we do to help her with the short-term memory? She takes all 3 of the products in the brain and bundle, brain and body bundle.
Yeah. You can always certainly take more, but, we're talking about the food additives tonight as well. Okay, look at her diet.
Okay,
I would get that Magical Bill, Magical Biscuit tea and put her on that regimen. That it does amazing things for inflammation, improving circulation, and all of that everywhere. Along with it, together, they're going to just work better. Our technology, we grow in the mitochondria, but it's like you're giving us more to work with, right? Given that we restore that mitochondria, if you'll change that diet also.
And the brain and body pill, is she supposed to take 1 of those or 2 of those a day?
2 a day is a regular
dosage.
dosage.
2 a day, 1 early, 1 late, but you can take more of that, okay? That's, I took 6 today, all right?
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like I was doing anything.
Yeah, and I wanted to check for myself. I just found out today I won't be able to afford the insurance that my husband's company has for us. I'd have to pay for my own, and the brain and body bundle for me would be so much cheaper than getting the insurance.
Isn't that something?
The insurance would be like, I don't know, 12 times what we pay for the brain and body bundle. And I've been treating my thyroid, and I feel sleep, waking up after a couple hours and going back to sleep. So the brain and body and all the products in that, I've been giving her mine to get her better first, but will the brain and body bundle also help me with those 2?
Help me with sleep.
It's your body taking it and doing what it figures out to do.
Yeah.
And it's a little different from one person to another. I couldn't take my Restore late, for example.
I can take Restore late. So everybody's body's different. I can take the Restore right before I go to bed. I have no problems going to sleep. As y'all see, the CEO, Mr. Roger Hill, says he can't take it late.
We'll do a call pretty soon on and include sleep as a topic, but basically move it away from if it's causing any sleep. And make sure you got enough magnesium in your, there's some really good magnesiums out that can help you with that sleep.
Okay.
All the stuff you just like to talk about. Go ahead.
Okay, and I have a friend's daughter that's having seizures. Can I give her your name and the office number or your
Just give her, she can call customer service. Just let them call customer service.
Okay, for her doctor to call and get a call with you?
That can be arranged. I've done it before.
Yeah, she was in a car accident, and her daughter now has seizures. So, Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for taking my call. I so appreciate it. And come see us in the Mitten State.
I'm back out there. I did a project at the Tank Command in Detroit back in the day.
Yeah.
In my technical career.
Yeah, that's on 8 Mile, I believe, the one you're talking about. Yeah, that's not too far from me.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for everybody. God bless you all. And we really appreciate the service and the products that you provide for all of us.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Thank you, Deb.
Thank you for joining us. Okay. We got a wireless call out of New York. Number ends in 6521.
All right, wireless caller, I've unmuted you. Give us your name and ask your question. Hello? 6521, wireless caller.
They're not paying
I don't
attention.
think they're there, Roger.
Well, let's go get Antonia calling from Georgia.
All right, Antonia, I have unmuted you. Go ahead. Antonia in Alpharetta, Georgia.
Might need to unmute. All right, well.
We don't have her.
Well, I guess that means we're going to try Esmeralda in that case.
All right, Esmeralda, I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
Hi there. Good evening, my MoreMito family. Many blessings. Okay, so I got like 3 questions for 3 different people. The first one is a grandmother, late 80s. She has atrophy. She has 3 years of bedridden. I think they've cut part of her leg or something off. I'm not exactly sure. So they're feeling like it's her age. It's been 3 years of this situation, so they're feeling like they're kind of giving up. You know that I'm not one to give up.
You should never give
the Lord
up.
takes you. So that's my first question. You want me to say the other 2, or just wait till you answer that?
Keep going.
Okay, the second one is I have a young lady that she's had seizures. I don't know the frequency of the seizures, but she started on the MoreMito, 1 bundle, and she's saying that she's feeling like poor sleep, body aches, brain fog, and she did take either 1 or 2 of the COVID shots. I feel that this is detoxification, so she's slowed down a little bit, but she hasn't ordered any more, so that one. The third one is a gentleman, athletic, a trainer, and he's having problems with his pancreas, which I didn't find that in the mobile app. So if it's something there, then you can tell me. So those are 3.
Okay, let's put the first 2 together, and this is where I get to give the same answer to everything. So
I know.
You were listening to the earlier interviews and everything, the lifestyle, the poor eating, this, that, it really damage our energy producing mechanisms. So your body's not as well. You're going to get stuff that you could have avoided or not assume that if you did, right? So, and you heard these stories about how much stronger that and all that, or James
Ambrose, 80-some years old. He's doing great now.
So you're going to get stronger if you will get on this technology and take it and use it. Okay, now you may need to make an adjustment. We talked to a person, so maybe you need to take more. Okay, you might need to do that.
Make sure you take it.
And also, there's a function of time. You have to stay on it long enough to let your body respond, because our technology is not manipulating it. It's giving you the means to manipulate yourself, your health. So that's how we'll put it to them. And we got all these instances where people were really glad they gave it a try and gave it a chance to do that. So that's what I say about that. Pancreas, here again, there's nutrition in there that helps every single organ. Pancreas would be no exception. But the big deal is still back down to restoring that cellular energy level and providing all those resources that are up and down the ingredient list to help your body manage that inflammation, because you have this underlying inflammation that's just there. You're waiting for something to come along and it make worse. Okay? But the whole process of restoring mitochondria addresses Dr. Dan was saying on Saturday. the most critical part of inflammation. That's damaged mitochondria, creating free radicals and whatnot that are in and of itself inflammatory when they're not being negated by antioxidants that your body doesn't make as much of when you're older. We're providing means to bring them back right along with the mitochondria, right? So, bottom line, get on it, stay on it, and stay in touch with us in case, you need to make any adjustments or have any conversation about it. That's what I say.
Get on it and stay on it,
Perfect. I'll
guys.
share this part of the clip with them. Thank you so much.
Remember, it's a food. It's not a medication.
I know you asked
so you can take as much as you
okay,
want
we got
to.
that
The more, the merrier.
From we already tried that. Okay, Effie Taylor in Washington, D.C. Is it Effie or Etel?
Etel, I've unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Yes. Hello. So I got a whole list of things wrong, but my major concern is my heart and I have chronic pain. My ejection fracture is in that 15 to 20% range.
Yeah.
I've had open heart surgery too, but I still, I just still get, winded a little bit, and it's hard for me to, when I do the walk, I take the walk and do about 400, 500 feet, and then I got to rest and then come back.
Yeah, that's classic for someone who has an issue. Are you currently on Mito or are you contemplating it?
No, I'm not on it. I just heard about it from a friend today, so that's why I got on here.
Right. So how long were you on the call tonight? Maybe I can look and see. You've been on here 79 minutes. So
I've been on here. I didn't hear about.
He just said 79 minutes. You can tell they're looking at the panels, y'all.
You heard the interview I did with the man who had the diabetes and all of that, right?
Yes.
So that's a good example for you. When you start to regrow your mitochondria, it particularly benefits your heart. Why? Because the heart is one of the top 3 organs when it comes to mitochondria. Right? They have a lot of what I call mitochondria infrastructure. You have 4,000 or 5,000 mitochondria per cell, in a heart cell when it's healthy, right? And when we stimulate it in the way we do, we can get it back. You were down there, you said between 15 and 20. That's where James was on Saturday. We brought him up. He was at 15. Okay, we double it in a short period of time. And same thing about it. At the same time, his body is fixing any kidney issues you got. So there's a really good track record for people using our technology to regrow their mitochondria and then reporting to us that their hearts got fixed. So that's what I can share with you.
I no longer go to my cardiologist because I got on the products.
Also,
it's the only thing I did different.
I'm one of those people who I'm addicted to sugar, so that's something I struggle with. You have a suggestion how to?
Okay, yeah, I don't mind you dialing in because, like I said, we're having technical problems.
Okay. Part of what happens is, and this is not something we anticipated, but for some reason, people who get on this, their addictions are affected, in a positive way. And it really works well with sugar. I'll give you an idea. Healing would always want to look up on top of the refrigerator and see some Frosted Flakes. I mean, why would he be living without Frosted Flakes? Okay? Until he gets all that technology, and then it doesn't make sense. All right? Or Tawad here in Washington, D.C., just speaking about addictions now, in general, said, quote, "No way in hell did I think I was ever going to stop smoking marijuana. Because I'm 71, I've been smoking since I was 16. 2 weeks. Okay. 2 weeks on it, you didn't have a taste for it anymore.
2 weeks
so
on
all
the product,
these things
y'all.
can change, but the critical issue for you is, you got to get on it. You got to stay on it long enough to give your body time to make these changes and bring you back. Okay?
Okay.
So there you go.
All right. Okay.
So when you're
And I
taking
also
drugs, when
say
you're
something
drinking,
about
hey,
oat
get on a
milk.
product. It could
Yeah.
possibly
Well,
help
when you
you
join
with
us in
that
back up,
craving.
we have some really great experts, Dr. Dan, Dr. Joe, and so forth. And I'm always doing research every one of these, even though we repeat the topics. I'm doing research all the time. And that oatmeal has the way it's put together, and some of what you already got in your kitchen probably, is a way to really make your whole cardiovascular system much, much healthier. And it's in a very inexpensive way. You got to eat something anyway. Why not eat something that's going to count all the inflammation that's been in your body the whole time rather than adding to it? Okay? So that's what I'm saying. I mean, that magic oatmeal, that magic hibiscus tea, as soon as you join, you can jump free back office. Look in that category on the health for you, whoever it is for to help you do that, or you can call customer service. And let's start feeding your stuff in a different way. We ate ourselves in this problem, as Sonia from Atlanta texted me a few minutes ago. So, and part of it got to be you eating your way out. Otherwise, you know, like, and six, you know, or okay. I mean, we do miraculous things. Just, you know. Okay.
All right. Okay. Understood.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right.
Good to have you with us.
Yeah.
Who's
Okay.
next?
How about Grace White, Philadelphia?
All right, Grace, I unmuted you. Go ahead.
Hey, Raj. I have Michael living here, and we just wanted to share. He has two different testimonies that he wanted to share.
Hey, Raj.
So the two testimonies I have all surround the rejuvenate. And the interesting thing was I didn't really, for some reason, I just didn't fully believe the rejuvenate. I just felt like, you know, it was just a little bit overhyped. And I don't know, I just wasn't using it correctly. But I believed in Grace's belief. So anyone there, you can always borrow someone's belief until yours kicks in. So I started using it on my eyes and really on my feet because I had this dialysis port in my chest, so it made my feet, and then I wasn't really moisturizing my feet, and it kind of got scaly. And so what I did was I started. Grace had me put the rejuvenate on my foot and put a glove on my foot and wrap it up like a plastic bag and put a sock on it. And when I tell you the scaliness, from what I hear, the scaliness has lifted. My feet feel like they are nice and smooth. And also, earlier today, I bought a Petlife and I was using the Petlife in my eyes. And I just got finished rubbing my eyes down with the Rejuvenate and the Restore. And it felt like my eyes started flashing, kind of like someone was like cutting a light on and off. So I'm looking at all these as a good things. And like I went to the eye doctor a couple months back and didn't have any inflammation in my eyes. My eye pressures were 10 and 11. That came down from 22 and 23, like down to 4. So, and my A1C is down. I was in double digits A1C when I first started a year ago. I was at like an 11. Now I'm at a 5.7.
Awesome.
So just want to say thank you, and you know it's been said over and over again. Just continue to try it, and you know don't get discouraged. I just want to say this to the people listening, Roger, if I could. Don't get discouraged when you hear things that are happening to other people's, but they aren't happening to you right away, because Roger said something the other day that I don't know if people caught, and it was real smooth. He said the technology is addressing the things that you know about and also the things you don't know about. And it could be the things you don't know about that the technology is addressing that's delaying the thing that you desire. So the thing is, just don't look at it as the destination. Look at it as the journey and enjoy all the little hits along the way.
Yeah,
all right.
absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Your great journey with your vision, just seeing you all when I was up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, guys, remember everybody's body is different. So somebody may have a quick
All right,
response,
so how
somebody may have a
about
slow response. Just depends on how your body
All right,
reacts with the
bye.
technology.
Let you go ahead.
It's been called, and I just want to make it said, as far as our body does heal itself, and you never know what's going on in the body, but this stuff really works because I was in the hospital a couple of weeks ago. I went about my pressure, and I think I told you about that last couple of weeks ago too. And my pressure, when I went to the back to triage, when they took my pressure, they asked me what I was here for. And I said, I'm here for my pressure is high. And he says, your pressure is better than my pressure. And I just took my pressure tonight. My pressure was 112 over 64. You know?
This is why y'all need the product.
But I said, so I can leave now, right? He said, no, you got to see another doctor. So, which I'm glad I did, because when they took my blood work, they took a EKG on me. My heart was great. My liver, my kidneys, and they're seeing like dark spots on my kidneys. All my stuff was good. Everything was great. You know, they wanted to do a biopsy on my prostate. My prostate is doing fine now. So this stuff is really working. I like I said again. You go for one thing. I heard this about when I first heard it was for my eyes. But and gradually that's going to come as well too. But what happens? This mito attacks what really needs it, and that's what's going on with all of us. You know, when you hear something, people saying that it's not working or it's not doing this yet, just be patient and take your time. And as you say, Roger, take all the products.
That's right.
And that's what I do.
Oftentimes it's in there working, even though you don't notice it. Because if you're taking it, it's building that mitochondria up.
That's the
Thank you.
Shirley.
Sure will. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Shirley.
Hi, Shirley.
All right. Reggie Williams, Hot Atlanta, he says.
All right. On fire, Reggie Williams. I've unmuted you. Go ahead, buddy.
Wow, guys, I tell you, what an amazing call, what an amazing journey. And something I wanted to share to kind of parallel the journey side of what the gentleman was talking about in the process of your body healing itself, your body taking the time to address what it needs to address. Well, in the business journey side of what MoreMito provides, ladies and gentlemen, this is truly, when you assess business, assessing being able to have the answer to a problem is one of the wealthiest things you can obtain. And so in this journey that we have all embarked on, I want to say this. It's not always going to be easy, but Roger and Dale and Dr. Bonet have made it easier than anything else that I have ever been involved in. And I remember the first 3 months, I started a Zoom that they didn't even know about. And the Zoom had nobody on it. And I mean nobody. I'm talking about just a screen that I was talking to, darkness. And I just kept making believe that people were there. And as great as the almighty Reggie Williams and all the people he knows, nobody was on those screens. And I want to encourage you in your time of your challenge to helping a whole lot of people. Don't ever give up. Use the tools
He didn't, and a
that
lot
was
of people
given
started
to you
coming to his
that other
Zooms.
companies would charge you daggone near $199 or $249 a month for. Roger has given this to us for free.
Mm-hmm.
Use the app, folks. Use the mobile marketing system.
Mm-hmm.
I am telling you, it will help your journey so much faster. When it comes to their journey, just keep smiling, even when it looks dark. I promise you, with this amazing technology, you will arrive to your platinum status. So with that, I want to turn the call back over to you, Roger.
Anybody that has a free customer website, if you have not downloaded the app, go to your app store, your Play Store, download the MoreMito app, and put in your username and password that you use to create your free customer website.
Let's try her
And that's
again.
how
I
you
don't
get in
know
the
if
app.
she came through or not. Pauline, I've muted you. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I have a question. I think you said something about smoking. I am a baby born in North Carolina. It's the back of country, and it's normal to smoke. So I've been smoking on and off since I was a late teenager, and I stopped sometime and start back. But I have a big addiction to that. It's hard. I can go a day, but I get that urge. So you said you used to smoke, or did I hear you say that?
No, I never smoked.
Someone said
Me
they.
either.
I was talking about
Well, somebody said
We've had several people that have
so I
smoked,
thought
several
I
people
heard
that had
somebody
drank,
say.
who was
several people have
smoking
done hard drugs and
marijuana.
no longer does
He
any of
smoked
that.
marijuana since he was 16. He was 71 when I was talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, I thought I heard about the smoking. But okay, I just want to know how long did this person use the product before they
it was pretty fast. It was pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a matter of
really.
We've had people that stopped the same day they start taking it, people that stop later,
in California,
and
she
so
was addicted to opiates because she had a car accident, and that's what they prescribed for her. She got addicted to it for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 2 weeks for her.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You serious? That's heavy duty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, in the max. Because
right.
remember, they're
You just
trying
need to
everything
use the
else
product
already
and see what it does
before
with
they
your
get
body.
to us. They're trying.
Mm-hmm.
And
get your bundle.
So
that's working. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So give it a try, Pauline. Go for it. Take
So
it.
how much should I be? How much Mito should I be taking? I'm taking like 3 drops 2 times a day.
Do you have the whole bundle or just the oil?
I have everything. I have the whole, you know.
Okay. And how long? How much are you taking?
Bundle.
And how long have you been taking it?
For about 2 weeks now. That's about it.
Okay. And how much are you taking during the 2 weeks?
I take like 3 drops 2 times a day. So that's 6 altogether.
And that dropper has lines on. Are you going all the way up to that where it says
I'm doing all the way up, and I make.
Dropper has lines.
I do all the way. And I make sure I squeeze it.
How many brain body capsules a day are you doing?
So you go all the way up to the top line.
6.
Okay, that's
Oh, you mean brain and body? You mean the I'm doing you mean the brain and body?
She means the capsule. He means
only
the capsule.
2.
She's
Like
only taking 2.
You could easily take more of those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you're dose and a half with 6 milliliters a day on it, or you can take more of those. But look, 2 weeks is not much time. You know, it's got to unwind this.
Okay.
It's got to unwind this. Your body's going to start detoxing. You're going to have it coming out of you. Okay? And I'm surprised if you have things coming out already. Okay? It's got to get that nicotine out of you. So you just got to work with it. You haven't been on it very long, but you know, be encouraged by the success everybody else has had who stuck with it.
Yes. So take the brain and take that. How many times a day should I take it?
Well, I would split it up. I'm going to take it at least 2 times, but you can take it 3 times a day if you want. The bigger issue is how much you're going to take. Like I do 6 of those. I do 6 of those capsules a day. That's my norm. I got a long day.
Really? Okay.
Okay.
So I will need to order some before months. I would probably need to order 44. But I have a lot of faith in this product, and I know it's what I really need because I have a lot of work to do. And I think this product is going to, I know it's going to help me it's not going to cure everything, but it's going to help me feel better, get motivated, because I think I'm sleeping a little better also. And my energy is picking up a little bit. So I thank you all for being who you are and making a difference in the world. So we need this very much. And I'm sharing it with about 3 people already that I know that could use it, and they're, on the line, I hope. And one person I know is going to get it. So I like to share good things with people I know that need it. I really thank you guys for taking the time to make the profound difference on the planet. So thank you all and have a great night. And I appreciate you.
She gets
Right,
it.
thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Pauline. Fantastic.
Okay, so
Great.
Did we do that wireless call at 6521? Or was that someone we could?
Yeah, but they didn't respond. Let's try them again. Wireless. Wrong one. Wireless caller. 6521.
Hello, are you hearing me now?
Give it.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we do.
Okay. I'm calling in for someone. The individual.
What's your name?
Jerry Francois. I called in the past. I was the one when I fixed my tooth with
Yeah, I remember you, Jerry.
Right. I'm fine. I'm calling in for my daughter. She is suffering from a mild degenerative disease in her neck and mid-thoracic spine. It affects her shoulders and upper back and neck.
So Gary Hill, who I think is in Richmond.
No, Jerry Francois, not Hill. Francois.
No, I'm telling you about someone else.
Okay.
His name was Hill. And he had a neck that was so unstable that he had to wrap a scarf around it to keep it straight. And he restored and rejuvenated it, and it stabilized. So that's what can happen if you use this stuff to regrow your mitochondria.
And constantly
if
rub
you
it on
use
the
that
area.
rejuvenate, mix some of the restore in the jar, maybe a teaspoon or possibly more. Shake it up and you need to put it on frequently. 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day is not too many. Okay. And give it time to work.
Rejuvenate and the restore combined.
Yeah. And any kind of exercise you can do that isn't, too uncomfortable would be helpful. If you can't do walking, do chair exercises, get that blood flow going and help your body send some additional signals that the exercise will do. Okay.
So she should rub it on at least 7 to 8 times a day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times I put it on. I got an injured knee, and it's coming back good.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Roger.
Hey, Jerry.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay, Jerry. Try that, Antonia.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Antonia,
Georgia.
In Alpharetta, Georgia. I've unmuted you. Go ahead. We don't hear you.
Right,
you are a web caller. Fresh Rain Music. No, we just don't have her. Oh, she's gone. All right, Roger.
Okay. All right, so we're out of time. Jeanette, who's back? Okay.
Antonia came back.
Okay. So we're out of time. Jeanette, I'm going to give you a call. And let me take a screenshot right now. And it was all right here. Dale Bowden, it's been a great call. You get the last word.
It has. All right, listen, everybody. Again, you heard powerful testimonials, and the takeaway is the multiple things that happen for people, to include things that doctors aren't able to help them with. And they're getting answers here by restoring the mitochondria. It is basic. It is a unique approach. And you get it here. And guess what? You already know about it. They don't. So share the message. Understand what you've got. Let us know how we can help you, and let's have an incredible week. You're the best part of this company. So let's know what we can do to support you. Back to you, Roger.
We'll see you next time for another exciting episode.
Will be Saturday.
The host has ended this call.
10:55 a.m. Central Standard Time. Again, the next call will be Saturday at 10:55 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll see you there.